champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Hello and hello. You're back at the Undisputed Champ YouTube boxing channel. We're going straight into this video. What an unbelievable fight. What an unbelievable fight. Instant classic. One of the best heavyweight fights you're ever going to see. The best one of our generation. Well, my generation. Instant classic. Oh, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Over in the UK, staying up late for these fights, you start to think, oh, I hope it's not a dud, man. I hope it lives up a little bit to the expectations, or, you know, I just hope it's interesting. And this one blew my expectations out of the water. Blew my expectations out of the water. Firstly, let me say congratulations to Tyson Fury. But also, let me say congratulations to Deontay Wilder as well. Tyson may have come out with the dub, the knockout victory, but Deontay Wilder deserves his props too. He was involved in an instant classic. He gave it his best shot. Heart was huge. Heart was enormous from him tonight. But there can only be one winner in boxing, and that was the Gypsy King. Come on. If I start in the first round, let's just dive straight into the fight. Actually, let's even go from before the first round and the ring walks. I think Wilder, he didn't want anyone clowning him for heavy suits this time, so he wore a robe. And it was funny, the team, the press team, kept making a reference to Deontay Wilder hasn't had to walk first in ages. He hasn't had to walk first in ages. He's in the champ for so long. I don't care about that nonsense, man. Let's focus on the fight. But yeah, Deontay Wilder, he just wore a normal robe this time. And Tyson, when Tyson was getting ready to walk in, I was thinking, oh, Tyson, you're overdoing it with the ring walk. Just get to the ring, man. Forget about all this show and all of that. But it was irrelevant anyway. Tyson is Tyson, and you just got to let him do him. And I think that's what the people in his team now have realised about Tyson Fury. When it comes to the eccentric stuff, you just have to let him be him. That's how he gets himself in fight mode. That's how he gets himself focused. And they just let him be him. They're both in the ring now. Round one has started, and you're thinking, okay, is it going to be exactly how it was in the first round? Tyson Fury storming into the centre ring, taking charge from early and just starting to put a beat down on Deontay Wilder. But no. Deontay Wilder, he came out and he showed a difference in his game. Finally, Deontay Wilder showed a wrinkle. He ran to the centre of the ring and he started jabbing to the body. I haven't seen Wilder jab to the body in his last 10 fights. And it wasn't a pity-pat jab. It was a solid jab to the body. Solid jab to the body, planting his feet. And you could start to see the red marks by the end of round one from Fury. He was jabbing to the body, and he was trying to gain Fury get Fury to gain his respect. Or no, he was trying to gain Fury's respect, in fact. And yeah, the jabs were solid, and Fury, because Fury's just a master, well-rounded boxer, he didn't let it phase him. Fury just adjusted. He knew, okay, Wilder's going to be jabbing to my body. I'll just move around the outside of the ring for a bit. I don't have to go and take the center of the ring right now. Moved around, and then he still managed to get a clean 1-2 off at the end of the round. And the 1-2s for Fury was just beautiful tonight, man. Just beautiful. If you thought you were gonna drift off, impossible you could drift off watching this fight, because you got Wilder jabbing to the body, you got Fury landing crisp 1-2s, and that's the end of round one. One thing I will say is, Wilder with the extra weight, he can't. If Wilder's gonna fight again, and he's gonna fight with this weight, he can't be throwing knockout blows from round one. The reason he was getting away with that sort of style before was because, first of all, lower competition, and second of all, he used to come in super slim. He's coming at 214 before. If he's going to be coming in at 239 or 237 and he's throwing knockout blows from early, he's not going to last 12 and he's going to gas out, which is effectively what started happening to him. He started gassing out from about round 4. Anyway, going into round 2, Wilder still jabbing to the body, starting. You can see the red marks really appearing now, and Wilder's trying to throw his right hand, but Wilder just telegraphs his right hand so much. He cocks it back, and it's just Fury's just too skillful. He'll move his head. He'll smother the punch. He'll lean on Wilder, and then Fury started to assert his dominance. That's when Fury, from round 2, Fury started to take over the fight. Started to land his 1-2s again. Started to really dominate in round 2, even though Wilder was in the fight. But that's Fury started to crank up the gears, and then we get into round 3, and this is where the fireworks start. We have Fury stepping in again, smothering Wilder's punches, and that's what Fury did to try and take Wilder's power away. A lot of people who would fight Wilder, and even Fury did it in the first fight, would try and dance, tiptoe around the ring for most of the rounds, trying to avoid Wilder's right hand and then win the fight. And it works up to an extent, because Wilder's boxing skills are so poor, you can get away with tiptoeing around the ring and dodging and just outboxing him. But Wilder finds a way to land, and Fury learnt that in the first fight when he got dropped twice, and he was like, you know what, forget that. In the second fight and in this fight, I'm smothering the power. I'm going to step in. It's brave. It's fucking brave. He's going to step into Wilder, one of the biggest punches in the heavyweight division in history, and I'm going to smother the punch. I'm not going to give you time to really set up and throw, and that's how I'm going to beat you. And then once I'm stepped in, I'm going to use inside fight. I'm going to smother you. And when I'm on the outside, I'm going to use my extra reach to land my 1-2s. I'm going to hurt you. And that's what he did. In round 2, he was smothering on the inside, using his handiwork, Fury's inside fighting was beautiful today. He was using veteran techniques to trick the referee on the blind side. He was pushing Wilder's head down, leaning on him. Wilder tried to inside fight, so Wilder can't inside fight. So in the end, later on in the fight, you had to start taking knees just to get Fury off him. But yeah, Fury's bashing him with 1-2s, and then Fury steps back. Then, round 3, oh my gosh, Fury's bashing him again with 1-2s, and then hits him with a beautiful right hand. It just smashes Wilder, and Wilder just drops. He just falls down right to the side of Wilder's head, and then you're thinking, oh my gosh, Wilder was hurt, man. Wilder was doing the skeggy leg, I said, do the skeggy leg. Yeah, Wilder was hurt. Wilder was seriously hurt. Seriously hurt. And he got up and he just survived the round. And that's when Wilder's heart kicked in. That's when it kicked in. And then the next round, Fury comes back. He's obviously thinking, oh, round 4, I'm gonna start to smash Wilder. Wilder was gassed by this point as well. And then Wilder, I don't know where, I don't know how, but Fury's tried to smother a right hand. He put his head down, he's gritted his teeth. Wilder's punched the top of Fury's head. But he's punched him so hard, you can see the ripple starting on Fury's face, and the ripple of the power just goes all the way down his body, all the way down his fat, all the way down his gut, and then Fury goes down, and then Wilder's got the knockdown. You're just like, damn. Wow, is Fury gonna get knocked out? Is Fury getting knocked out? And we had the controversy of the long count. Referee says counts up to 6, and then I don't know what he starts doing, and instead of taking the count from the outside again, he says 6 again. You're thinking, oh no, there's gonna be controversy of long count again. Like, ref, just stay on job. But Fury was up before, even if he'd counted normally to 10. Fury steps to Wilder, tries to move his head a lot more, but then Wilder catches him again on the side of the head, drops Fury again. You're like, oh my gosh. But then Fury finds his composure, gets to the end of the round, and that's the conclusion of round 4. And you're just thinking to yourself, like, how can this fight get any better than what we've just seen? How can it get better? Wilder found some new energy for round 5. He won that round. He managed to hurt Fury again, stumble him, but then Fury just turned up. From round 6, Fury's back in control of the fight, dominated the round. Again, leading on Wilder. Wilder's just gassed out. Extra weight. People screaming, oh, extra weight didn't help him. Extra weight didn't help him. He was gassed. It didn't help. If we've gone into round 7, I can't remember if it was round 7 or round 8. That's how crazy this fight is getting. But Fury just manages. Round 7 is pretty much the same with what I've seen before for Fury dominating the fight. Wilder looked gassed. No answers. If we get into round 8, and then Fury just starts landing bombs, 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 bombs. Wilder's looking in terrible shape. And this is when I think, okay, you've sacked Mark Breland, who actually cared about your future, because the bombs you're taking, this is not good. This is not good for longevity. And no one now can stop the fight. No one can save you. You made so much of a fuss last time. Referee's scared to save you. Corner probably didn't even bring a towel to come and throw in because the noise you made. And no one can save him. You had to just stay in there and just eat bombs. Just continue on eating bombs. But yeah, Fury then proceeds to drop Wilder again. And you're just like, oh my God, the fourth knockdown of the fight. And then in my head, all I'm thinking is Manny Stewart in the corner for the Lennox Lewis Mike Tyson fight. And Manny Stewart screaming at Lennox Lewis saying, get this guy out of here. Get him out of here. He's too dangerous to let him hang around. And that's what he was screaming to Lennox Lewis about Mike Tyson. Lennox Lewis went out there and he mashed up Matt Tyson and got him out of there. Finally got him stopped. And Sugar Hill, nephew of the late great Emmanuel Stewart, he then employed those same tactics on Fury. And moving forward in the fight, we can, I say skip past 9 and 10, but it's just Fury smashing up Wilder and Wilder showing heart to just hang around. And I give him those props because that heart was massive. But yeah, Fury proceeds to continue to hammer Wilder, and then we get to round 11, and Sugar Hill's going crazy in the corners, telling Fury, look, get this knockout now. Fury steps into the ring. You can see him, he bites down on that gum shield. He steps to Wilder, and he says in his Menti makes an agreement with himself saying, we're not going to points. You're going now. He steps to Wilder, smashes him to pieces. Beautiful boxing, just circling Wilder. And Wilder's just circling into the right hand as Fury circles Wilder. And then Fury proceeds to land a beautiful right hand to the side of Wilder's face. Wilder lights turned off. He's on the receiving end of a devastating knockout. The referee, as soon as Wilder hits the cameras, waves off the fight. And that was all she wrote. Amazing heavyweight fight. This is going to be a longer video. And what I would say is this is one of those fights that you had to watch. I'm going to watch it again now. And watching this fight on replay, it was still a great fight. But watching it in real time, staying up late, seeing how the Americans put on a show. Americans, even though they've been slacking at boxing, they put on a show today. Seeing how the Americans put on a show. Great fight. Great. And I'm just so happy that I watched that in real time. You just had to watch it in real time. Moving forward with the Wilder Fury, Britain needed Fury to win that fight. Having just lost all the other heavyweight belts to Usyk, Sky Sports not got any big players in boxing right now. BT Sport apparently trying to sell to DAZN and look for a back way out of boxing. Britain needed that result. We needed that fight. We needed that result. And boxing needed that fight. Boy. Moving on to Wilder. Yeah, he changed his tactics, tried to box a little bit, but Wilder's just got too many deficiencies. You got just too many deficiencies. Without the right hand, Wilder has pretty much nothing. I didn't see any uppercuts today. Wilder's never had a left hook. Doesn't know how to move his feet effectively. No head movement. But the right hand is just scary stuff. It's what you hear. It's what you call scary hours. When that right hand lands, it's scary hours, and it landed clean on Fury, and it was scary hours. But Fury found a way to fight back. And Fury is what we like to call a generational fighter. He's a generational fighter. He was the one that broke open this heavyweight division when he beat Klitschko. Went missing for 2 years, came back on the weight loss journey, blah, 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 fought Wilder, and then beat Wilder, and now he's on top of the division again. I want to see undisputed. I want to see the Usyk fight. I understand there's politics involved, but we can come back to that side of things later on. Fury right now on top of the heavyweight division. He's going onwards and upwards. Wilder right now involved in a classic heavyweight fight, but I think Wilder's going to retire. I think he took the beat down of his life in there, and I don't think we'll see Wilder in the ring again. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I will be. I think that's it for Wilder. He had a good run. Whoever matched his career, they protected him for a long time, but you can't protect the champ forever. can't protect the champ forever. And he got found out. He got exposed. He got beat up. And he got knocked out. I hope there's no complaints from the Wilder side. I hope he can just accept this defeat with dignity. I know he didn't shake Fury's hand, but that might have just been adrenaline and other nonsense in his head at the time. But I hope he finds a way to be at peace with himself. Look, Wilder did the best he could do with the tools that he had throughout his career. He unfortunately just couldn't really refine some proper boxing skill. Maybe because he started boxing really late, but he's won an Olympic bronze medal. He was a long reigning heavyweight champion, and Wilder changed his whole life around. He's changed his whole life around. He got into boxing to raise money for his daughter who had spina bifida, and he did that. He's become a multi-millionaire. He's made more money than he could probably ever imagine. Hey, I hope you're just at peace, man. I know everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to win. But in sometimes in life, you have to take the wins out of a loss. This was a loss. He has to take the wins, and the wins being, I've had a great career for the skills that I had. I've made a lot of money. I put my name on the world scene. People know me all around the world. I've been involved in the trilogy, a great trilogy, and I've been involved in a great fight. And those are the wins he has to take. And if he sails off into the sunset, good luck to the guy. Good luck to the guy. But yeah, thanks for listening. I know it's been a longer one, guys, but the fight was so great. I just had to get it all out. And also, if you want to see my real-time reaction to the fight, go to EJ Boxing Live's channel on his live video that he did just after the fight, and I'm on there, and that's my instant reaction to the fight. And yeah, so shout out EJ, shout out you guys if you're still here listening to the video, and let's hope and pray we continue to get fights like that, and we actually say boxing and make boxing the sport that it deserves to be. Peace, you lot.